Hi, welcome to another edition of Cooking at the Lake. I'm Mary Jane Warner, and today we're joined by Brenda Alluisi. Thank you, Brenda, for having us at your home.
Thanks for inviting me.
What are we cooking today, Brenda?
We are going to make my husband's family's marinara sauce that I call Alluisi sauce because my husband's last name is Alluisi. The recipe was given to me 42 years ago when I married my husband because he won't eat any other kind of sauce. And so that's what I've been making for 42 years.
Wow. Now, did they have to put you through the death grip before they gave you the recipe? How did that happen?
Actually, it's not a secret recipe. That's how it got to be called an award-winning recipe. My sister-in-law, when she was a teenager, entered the sauce into a contest for the Virginian Pilot in Virginia Beach because these women were leaving the home back then and going out to work. And then they had to be able to get dinner on the table when they got home from work quickly. And so they were asking for recipes that could be done quickly and ahead of time. And so she entered the sauce recipe and gave the plethora of things you can make with it. And she won, and they took a picture of her and put the recipe in the paper. This was back in, I believe, 1975.
Wow. So you've been making the sauce for quite a while, and it's award-winning. So that's fantastic.
Yes, we did win citywide contest.
Congratulations. Now, what goes into the sauce? What do you need for this?
Our ingredients. Now, when the recipe was brought to America in 1876 by Sylvia, Onesti was her name at that time. She married David Deeney. And then they had a child, Elizabeth, who married Humbert Alluisi, and that's why it's called Alluisi sauce. But back then, the women harvested tomatoes out of their garden, and they made their own tomato sauce, tomato paste, things like that. I don't do that. I go to the store. So what I do, what you will need here is I have tomato paste. Now, recently, I have switched to organic, but I made it for many years before organic products were available with just the kind of regular famous brands that are available in any grocery. So you could use those instead, but I get these organic ones from Kirkland by the case because I make a lot of this. So I start with tomato paste and tomato sauce.
So 2 cans of tomato paste and
right. And
one of the sauce?
6-ounce cans. And you can also get the 8-ounce cans, 2 of the 8-ounce cans of the sauce.
Okay.
But this substitutes just as well.
Wonderful.
One of these big ones. You will need a cup of ketchup. I switch to the Simply Heinz because it's supposedly better for you. And you will need a cup of that, and then all of the spices.
Okay.
So should I name the spices?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here we have oregano. Now it's very important that it's ground oregano, not leaf. The ground oregano is what they used to be the only thing they sold. The leaf oregano does not have as strong a flavor. You can get the ground oregano at your local grocery. If they don't have it in the regular spice aisle, it will be in the Mexican aisle. So ground oregano.
Ground oregano.
Okay, just a touch of chili powder. And this is not extra hot chili powder or anything. It's just regular chili powder. This is a very economical sauce. You're able to make a lot of it for less than you could purchase jar of sauce, and you know what goes in it. Okay, this is paprika. It's not smoked. It's just regular plain old paprika. We have garlic salt. We have table salt. And then this was my addition because they've started, a few years ago, they decided high fructose corn syrup was going to kill you. And so they took it out of everything, and it changed the taste of the ketchup. To counteract that, to add just a touch of sweetness back, I would do 1 teaspoon of sugar in the whole pot.
Oh, that's good.
And it also will soften the acidity for people that tomato products hurt their stomach. So it's very helpful.
That makes sense. That's wonderful. So it seems pretty, this is kind of a neat addition, is the paprika. I don't think I've ever seen that in marinara sauce. So
now, it doesn't taste what you get like the sauces you can buy in the store, because they're based on Southern Italian recipes from Sicily or Naples. Mm-hmm. And my husband's family is from a town outside of Lucca, which is in northern Tuscany. So it's different flavors with different influences, but I've never met anybody who doesn't like it.
So this sounds like a cheaper way to go to Italy is just take a spoonful of this sauce and you're on your way. You feel like it anyway.
At least to Tuscany.
Great. Well, let's get cooking. Let's see what it looks like when you put it all together.
Now, important, I start with the tomato paste.
Okay.
The reason I do that is because this is the hardest. It's, you know, thick, and it's hardest to loosen up. And so I start with these. Okay. So I have to open them.
All right. Is there a song that you sing? Some of y'all might not know this, but Brenda has a beautiful voice. And so she may have a particular song that she likes to sing when she is cooking her spaghetti sauce, you know. I'm sure all Italians do that, right? Is that how it works sometimes? Now, also, y'all might not know, but John, Brenda's husband, is a winemaker, and speaking from experience from tasting his wine, it's delicious. So that sounds like a couple made in heaven. Spaghetti sauce and a winemaker. That's not so bad.
No. Okay, but you could open both ends and push through. I use a skinny spatula and try to get it all out. Put my tomato paste in the pot.
Oh, that's good.
Get both of them.
Oh, that looks really good. So far, so good.
All right, now it's a little thick, so what I do then is take the can, fill it with water.
And that's how you measure how much water you usually use?
Yes.
Okay.
1 can of water, plus maybe give you a little more of the tomato paste that was stuck to the can.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, it's very economical.
Yeah.
This was very helpful when we were young and not so rich when we started out and had to make ends meet.
Well, Brenda comes from a large family, a lot of brothers and sisters, and I do as well. This was the first thing I learned how to make when I was a kid because, you know, with all of us to feed, we always had spaghetti. And when I got married, I cooked it for my husband, but poor thing, all I knew how to do was make it for 10. I didn't know how to make it for 2, so we would have leftovers all week long, you know?
That's why it's a good idea to make a big pot.
Yeah.
And then you can can it.
Oh, well, there's a good idea.
Or if you want to add meat, then you can freeze it.
Now, can you add the meat later?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Like I will often, if I decided, I'm going to take one of these cans and make a meat sauce, then what I'll do is just brown about a pound of ground beef or whatever meat you want to use, drain it, and then stir the sauce in.
Oh, that's
the same
great.
way with this. You could brown and drain the ground beef, and then put all your ingredients right in with it.
You know, that is really, really a great recipe because then you can do it for all kinds of dishes and it's always available.
This sauce,
that's wonderful, Brenda.
You can use for appetizers. You could have fried mozzarella sticks or fried ravioli and use it as a dipping sauce. You could have it with spaghetti or lasagna, manicotti, ravioli. And then if you don't eat carbs, like my husband recently went through excuse me, a keto thing, then we have it on zoodles, which is spiralized zucchini.
Wow.
And instead, or we'll have chicken parmesan or veal parmesan or eggplant parmesan. It makes the most fabulous pizza you will ever have.
Wow.
You can make meatball subs. This sauce is truly all-purpose.
Well, that's grand.
And very inexpensive. And like I said, I just named enough food that you'd have something different every day for a week. Okay, let me turn this down a little.
There we go.
And now I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce.
Well, I'm going to help you stir while. Wow, that's starting to smell really good. It's just a different version than anything I've ever seen, really.
It is very much so, because a lot of people, they start with fresh tomatoes and they cook them. But basically what they're doing by cooking them all day is creating their own tomato sauce and paste.
Yeah.
I just bought them. But it's not any better or any worse to cook it all day. This doesn't take all day. It takes like 20 minutes.
It's fantastic.
Then you fill the same thing. Use your can to measure your water.
Great.
Okay? Then for that, just a touch of sweetness, we're going to add this 1 cup of regular ketchup. Now, like I said, I use the Simply Heinz, but before they had such a thing, I used the regular with the high fructose corn syrup, and I'm still alive. So eat what you want.
There you are.
It's none of my business. All right. All right, we have the ketchup in. Now
That's great.
the wonderful spices. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of ground oregano.
And you stir it in each time individually. Okay.
I can, but
Yeah.
if you didn't,
I'm a dumper. I dump it all in
Yeah.
once and pray for the best.
then 1 teaspoon of chili powder.
Wow.
This is not Mexican extra hot or anything. It's just plain old-fashioned regular.
Wow. Oh, and I must say it smells delicious. It really does.
I'll show you a trick for tasting in a minute.
Okay, that sounds great.
1 teaspoon of paprika. Now you can cut this in half and have, when I used to cut it in half and have enough for 2 adults and 2 children.
Oh, okay.
So this way to make it makes 6 cups.
And
of
it freezes
sauce.
well, so
It freezes beautifully.
Okay,
it
so
could be in
even-
the freeze it beautifully section of your cookbook. That's a line from Still Magnolias. It's in the freezes beautifully section of my cookbook. But some people say it tastes even better after you freeze it and thaw it.
Oh, that's
Okay, we're
wonderful.
going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic salt.
Love garlic.
Some people say, why didn't you use fresh? I said, because I didn't write the recipe. Maybe they had trouble finding garlic in 1876. I don't
That
know.
could
I
be.
wasn't there.
That's good.
I followed the instructions. Don't be messing with the family heritage.
No.
Okay, we have 1 teaspoon of regular table salt. It's not kosher or anything, just regular table salt.
Okay. Now, what do you like to freeze it in if you do freeze it?
Well, I put it in these freezer bags.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
is,
yeah.
This is a meat sauce.
Oh,
You can't
wow.
can a meat sauce. It's kind of dangerous.
I see.
So I freeze the meat sauce. I can the regular. So
I
if
see.
you can make a great big batch, it's ready.
That
It's
sounds
just
great.
like buying it at the grocery store.
Oh,
You're not paying
wow.
$8.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to add the 1 teaspoon of sugar, that regular plain granulated white sugar that I use to replace the sweetness that we used to get from the ketchup when they put the high fructose corn syrup in it.
That's really good.
And that is it. And then
I'm
you
so
just bring that until it starts to boil.
Okay.
A helpful hint, if you've cooked with sauces like this, have a lid ready because it pops and splatters all over your stove.
Oh, yeah.
So what I do is I keep it covered and just let it simmer. Let the flavors meld.
How long do you keep simmering it?
About 20 minutes to do it.
Okay, 20 minutes.
You can do it longer than that if you want, but and stir it occasionally. You don't just walk away, because it will start to scorch on the bottom. It is a tomato-based product.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Wow. It looks delicious so far.
Well,
Ready.
That's it.
That's it. How about that?
And then, like I said, if you know how to can, you can can it. If you don't know how to can, let it cool and put it in freezer bags, or just eat it all right now. That's okay.
Well, that is a quick dinner. I mean,
is.
seriously. Or if somebody's, you know how the old adage is, somebody's coming over for dinner, put another cup of water in the soup. This is something you could do as quickly as just adding another cup of water to some soup.
That's another thing you can make with it. Rustic Italian vegetable soup.
Oh,
You just
wow.
put equal parts this to equal parts chicken broth. Add your vegetables. Delizio.
It does everything. Does it remove rust from furniture? Because it just about seems like there's nothing this can't do.
It is truly all purpose.
Oh, I love that. That is so great. Oh, I see a lot of sauce in my family's future. Let me just say, that's for sure.
And like I said, you make this much. If it depends on how many people in your family, you've got 2 dinners.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
fantastic.
it only takes a half a cup of sauce to make for pizza.
Okay. Well,
So
let's let
this
it bubble just a minute and see what happens. Okay. Has there ever been a time where you've made the sauce or something crazy has happened with it, or that there's really no way it can go wrong, is there?
No.
That's fantastic.
Well, one a little funny story. When we first moved here, a friend of mine who's in my basket weaving group asked me if I could make something to donate for the beautification group to auction.
Oh,
And so I made Alluisi sauce and I wove a basket and put it in there.
Oh my gosh.
And I never knew who won the sauce. And so the next summer, I was out on one of those sundowner cruises with some friends, and this lady came up and she said, "Hi, I'm, Connie, what's your name?" And I said, "Brenda." And she said, "What's your last name?" I said, "Alluisi." She goes, "It's the sauce lady! It's the sauce lady!" And she said, "I won your sauce. It was good." So I thought, well, like I said, I've never met anyone that doesn't like the sauce.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it is, like I said, it's very different because in southern Italy you would get basil and bay leaves and that type of thing, and this is not.
Oh.
But it's hot enough if you...
Yeah.
I don't want
We'll let it simmer just a minute.
Let me tell you a secret way to test. You know how people do that on TV and they double dip and then everyone writes in?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I taste with a Ritz cracker because everything's good on a Ritz.
That's what they say.
So, here.
Okay.
See what you think.
Okay. I'll make sure it doesn't. You are right. That's delicious. That's really delicious.
And lasagna, manicotti.
Ritz crackers. Everything.
Ritz crackers.
That's fantastic. It's really delicious, Brenda. Really, really good. Okay, let's let it simmer a minute, and then let's see what we can put it on today.
Okay. Some people just buy the meatballs and add them to the sauce, or you can make your own.
That is a great idea, because there are a lot of frozen meatballs out there just waiting for a special sauce, and a cook that comes home late and has to fix dinner.
If you have leftovers, meatball subs.
Oh,
different dinner
man.
the next day.
That is a great idea.
I'll plate you up some ravioli.
Oh, good.
On it for you. Let me see. Where's my ladle?
Let me get this wine over here too.
This would work with the meat sauce too. It said if you want meat sauce, just brown and drain your meat, and then add your sauce ingredients.
Oh, that looks delicious, Brenda.
And I have 4. So
Thank you. And John poured us some of his wonderful wine. Thank you, John. I'm going to put mine right here. Now, remind us again, it's simmers for about 20 minutes after all the ingredients are in
just to
there.
let the flavors meld.
Okay. And does it have a particular look when it comes, then you know it's ready, or it's just the time, 20 minutes and that's it, huh?
Just to let the spices and flavors meld. It might get
Great.
slightly thicker, but
Yes, not really.
it's not. You'd have to cook it a really long time for it to get very thick. Grazie.
Okay. Now, what do the Italians say when they're getting
Gudari.
ready? Good.
Enjoy.
That is delicious. It is wonderful. My goodness. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for letting us come into your home.
Ciao, Vincini.
Cheers.
Salud.
If you have a simple recipe that you would love to share with us and all the people at the lake, we would really enjoy hearing from you. Just email me at maryjanewarner2501@gmail.com, and we would love to see your recipe. Either come to my home or we'll come into your home like we did with Brenda, and we would love to have your recipe. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.